All right, what up, y'all? It's Kari Zane, and I'm back with another video. Y'all, people. I mean, you see it. You see it. I'm rocking the low cut. I mean, I like it. I think that it's different. You know what I'm saying? But this video is gonna be about being depressed, and this is just my testimony. You know what I'm saying? My story, and I'm here to give my glory. You know what I'm saying about like depression. Um, because I may come on here smiling and grinning and saying, "Hey, you're my friend." Let me know if I need to hop in the studio. Just let me know. But nah, I may come on here smiling all the time. I always got a little grin, a smirk on my face, like I'm just oh so happy, and I do be happy. But I used to battle with depression a whole lot, and I can say I'm out of depression. Like I used to battle with it a lot coming up as a kid. It comes and go, but I wouldn't call it depression because depression is like a cloud. It just lingers. It just stays there. Now I have my sad moments. I guess I have sad moments every day. Like I go through something called like derealization. Like you start to realize stuff, you know. But I'm gonna talk about that in another video. But my battle with depression. I remember like I've been suffering with depression since I was about 9 or 10 years old, since my parents split. Now, mind you, I wasn't necessarily sad because my parents split up. Like it was that, but it was just all the drama. Like nobody was happy. Like it was the energy in the air. Like it was back and forth between my parents. So that was one thing. And then school, you know what I'm saying? Who likes to go to school? You know, especially when you're, now don't get me wrong, I had friends, you feel me? But I wasn't the coolest kid. And a lot of kids, like I said, in elementary times, kids would pick on you. Well, pick on me because, you know, my eyes and stuff like that. And I wouldn't know Stone Cold Gangster, so that stuff used to hurt my feelings. And yeah, so that's what the young depression was about. And then, you know, just life, you know what I'm saying? Just living being in a child's place, seeing certain things and going through certain things and not being able to do anything about it. So you feel kind of powerless. So that's where the depression kind of kicks in, because you're a kid. You're not able to control your environment or, you know, change your environment. Your environment is your environment, and that's just what it is. I mean, you have the power to do that, but it's kind of hard to find when you're a kid, you know what I'm saying? But I want to talk about the depression as I got into it. And I was depressed damn near my whole childhood. Now, I had a lot of happy times, and I was well off, you know, money-wise. You know, I wasn't struggling. We weren't struggling like that. I mean, we were struggling, but I still had, like, I still ate. I still had food on the table. I still got majority of the things that I wanted. I may have not got all the nice shoes and stuff, but I still had stuff I wanted. I kept phones, new phones at that. I had iPhones, stuff like that. But I battled with depression for a long time, for going on, how many years I battled with depression? I say from 10 to 17, about 7, 8 years. It was a long run. But and I had different seasons of depressions. I was real depressed at like 9 and 10 years old because of stuff that was going on. Really 9, like 9. I went through like a month or two of that. But the one that hit me, that just stuck out to me, that I always think about, is when I was about 16. When I was about 15 going on 16, that one hit. It hit different. I mean, you would think that the earlier ones hit different because I went through like a PTSD. I saw some violent stuff I wasn't supposed to see. And that one hit, but I couldn't say I was depressed. You know what I'm saying? I could say I was distracted. And I felt it. But the one when I was 16, it was really like, yeah. But in order to get through that depression, well, one, I was put on antidepressants. I do believe in medication for treating depression or anxiety. I do believe in that. But I also believe in therapy, talking to somebody, Not just talking, but having outlets and habits. Doing things that make you happy will heal depression. Doing things that you love to do, affirming yourself, will make you happier, you know what I'm saying? And it will help alleviate that depression to the point it'll go away. But how I got out of it, well, I didn't really get out of it, like I said, till I was about 17. And that's when my mama ended a relationship with a certain person. And this person, they was more like a emotional abuser. You know what I'm saying? Like, they did some stuff that was just not good. And I've been through emotional abuse before, not just with that person, with a lot of people that was around me. But as I got older, around 17, I started to detach from the world. You feel me? I started to detach from society. How I did that? Well, I was smoking weed. I'm not promoting saying like, oh, go smoke weed, but I was distracted and I was detached. Like, I went through a season of detachment. Like, I was having fun. I was going out with my friends every day. I was smoking. I'm 17. I'm finna graduate. Coronavirus hit. I wasn't sad about that. It was making me sad because the people was, you know, passing away. But I looked at it like Phineas and Ferb. We're in a conspiracy. The coronavirus is not real, and we looked at it like an early summer. But the moral of it is like how I kind of ended my depression. Well, I started doing things that I really like to do. I like to be outside, not like outside around other people. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind being around other people, but literally outside in nature. So as a kid and stuff like that, I would go outside. It literally made me feel better. I don't know if y'all like the outside. That's just what I did. I felt free. I felt like I could breathe. Now, mind you, my emotions and feelings was still there. So I would cry and cry and cry. But I would cry to the point to where it felt good. I remember that when I was 16. Sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, I do be wishing I could just boo-hoo like that. Because that depression, it was depressing to the point to where it was comfortable. I would just cry and cry and cry, and I would like watch First 48 all day, because we ain't had no Wi-Fi, we just had cable TV, and listen to music. So I would cry, listen to music, watch First 48. I was just letting out all them emotions. Then when I got 17, I started detaching. And how I did that, I mean, I just started doing stuff that I wanted to do, hanging out with friends and just doing stuff like that. But it's been a long journey. But throughout this whole journey, I had a relationship with a higher positive power, a positive power that I always had to remember that, look, it's okay. I'm loved. I love you. I fell in love with myself also. I love you, and you're doing everything that you want to do. So it ain't nothing wrong with that, you know? But really, depression is one of them things to where it's just, it's start doing stuff you want to do. That gotta be my best advice. And sometime if your environment, you know, if you're in a space to where like your environment will not necessarily allow you to be happy, but if you can get that time to where just 5 or 10 minutes, even in the bathroom, to separate yourself, to affirm yourself, you know, tell yourself you love yourself, or go out and do something that you really like to do, or, you know, daydream or draw, or get into a book, read a book. I know books will take you far away. You know, nowadays we got phones, YouTube. I used to watch YouTube like crazy. People say distractions aren't good for depression, but I think it is. I think distractions can be good. Distractions can lead you out of depression because your mind is not still. A still mind. I'm not trying to be religious. I'm not trying to be religious. I'm not religious, but I've heard old people say this, and old Christians say that, like, you know, when you occupy your mind, you don't leave no space for the devil. When you occupy your mind, you don't leave no space for negativity to come in because you're always doing something. Now, I'm not saying you got to keep running and doing something all the time, but you just kind of occupy yourself. You don't sit and just be comfortable with things. You know what I'm saying? Even if you are sitting there and you're in your feelings, you should at least write down your feelings. Write down what you're feeling so you can get transfer that energy. Write it down, ball it up, and throw it away. Or you can keep it and go back and read it. Some people keep their journals and go back and read them. Or you can go and watch TV and forget all about what you're thinking about. Because a lot of time people like, oh, you shouldn't distract yourself from your feelings and all that. So what you gonna do? Stay in your feelings? The fuck? Like, I just never understood that. People like, oh, you shouldn't distract yourself from what you feeling. I mean, I kind of get it, but like, what else are you gonna do? Like, at some point, like, okay, I get what I'm feeling, and it is what it is, but you can't sit there. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit there with those feelings. You got to do something with them. You got to transfer that energy somehow, because it's bad, negative energy. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, a lot of the times I would just go ahead and I would just be occupying myself with something. Now, sometimes I would sit and be in my feelings, but most time I just keep myself occupied. You feel me? But yeah, man, you gotta write them feelings down or transfer them feelings or do something with them. Don't let them sit in agony. But sometimes you do have to sit there with your feelings. You feel me? You do gotta sit there. You do gotta sit there with your feelings, and just feel what you're feeling. But don't sit there too long, cause it's dangerous. It's dangerous, and depression ain't nothing but negative, bad energy. You know, religious people call it the devil. I just say it's bad, negative energy. But yeah, man. I mean, that's just my little short story on depression. Y'all know one day, very soon, when I have the time, I will go live and we can have long talks about everything I done talked about. Plus, I want to hear some of y'all stories and testimonies, and I want to hear what some of y'all gotta say and just see if I can relate. Because I know a lot of y'all be saying some interesting things. And I love seeing y'all communicate back and forth and communicate with me. And I love the fact that y'all share so much time and energy with me. I appreciate every last one of y'all for even clicking on my video and watching it. Even my haters, thank you for picking me. That's it for this video. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm out of here.